Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Steve Renz with GovCon Dynamics. I'm here with Mr. JarMarcus King with J&F Alliance Group. I'm really glad to have him here with us. Very successful small business owner. We're going to talk a little bit about government contracting. So, JarMarcus, tell us a little bit about J&F Alliance.
J&F Alliance Group started in 2013. We specialize in augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality, software development. About 50% of our business is government, and about another 50% is commercial, working with large enterprise companies. So yeah, that's kind of what we do. That's our core capability.
All right, so what do you prefer doing, government or commercial?
I prefer doing, one thing that we've learned in this business is people say, oh, the government takes too long. Well, we found out that these large enterprises move just as slow as the government. So to us, it really has not been a difference when you're trying to work with large enterprises versus the government. Right now, we do focus on the government contracting side, and we have some really interesting customers right now, and that we're excited to do business with and be working for.
Awesome. So JarMarcus came through one of our very first government contracting courses. So how did that help you out with one of our GovCon Dynamics' essentials of government contracting?
So GovCon Dynamics helped us out in a lot of different ways. It made sure that we understood the process of doing business with the federal government. Checking the blocks. There's a lot of little things that are involved in making sure your company is prepared to do business with the federal government. And going through the GovCon Dynamics course really prepared our firm for that. We learned a lot. We learned the process for bid proposals, for making sure our SAMS registration, our DUNS, our cage code, all of the basic fundamentals to do business with the government. But I think more importantly than that, Steve, is once the course was completed, I think the most valuable part of the GovCon Dynamics is the continued support that we continue to receive from you all. At any given time, we can pick up the phone and say, hey, what do we do about this again? And you guys are right there to help us out. So we appreciate that.
Well, we enjoy doing that. So as a small business, obviously you're working the preference programs. How has that helped you as a small business with the preference programs?
The preference program has helped us out some. Not as much as we wanted to, but we see it actually growing here in the very near future. We did pick up a set-aside with the Huntington Ingalls Shipbuilding through our Hub Zone certification and being a small woman-owned, minority-owned business. So we did pick up a set-aside for 2 virtual reality projects through the shipyard with that set-aside. And we currently are pursuing our 8A, and that's going to really help us out in picking up some set-aside sole source work as well.
Awesome. So what's been your best experience in contracting with the government?
So to date, our best experience is with our current customer, the DIA, the Defense Intelligence Agency. We're doing some very, very fun things. Our entire development team is very excited to be doing work with them. It's kind of a skunk works type of rapid prototyping type of environment where we're able to help solve real world missions that help our soldiers and support our military on the battlefield. So that's been very rewarding and exciting for us.
Nice. So tell us a little bit about alternate reality, virtuality, and what you guys are doing with that.
We're doing a lot. Just here about last week we finished a kids boot camp.
Nice.
Where we had worked with Hampton Parks and Rec, and we had close to 100 kids come in, and we taught them the basics of coding and programming and game development. And we feel like our workforce, the generation behind us and our youth, is going to be very important to the continued growth of our technology. So one way to ensure that our youth are prepared is by exposure. So we had anywhere from 11 years old to 15-year-olds kids come through, and they were really excited about what they learned during our little 2-week summer boot camp.
That's awesome. So you're not only working on the federal side, you're working on in the local arena as well.
Yes. We feel that's very important to give back, to work with our community, and to be able to just be a resource. One of the things that we realize is this technology is very expensive. And it's difficult imagine your 8 or 9-year-old son come home and say, Mom, I want to buy a HoloLens. And she looks it up and says, son, that's $5,000. So by opening our doors, we let the community come in and we let our youth get exposed to this technology because otherwise it'd be very difficult for them to. And by being exposed, they can then make that conscious decision and say, hey, I really like tech. I would like to learn more about this industry. or I want to actually work in this field. So,
nice.
Yep.
So, if advice you'd give to a small business owner who's looking at maybe getting into government contracting or anything like that, what would you tell them?
Be patient,
Mm-hmm.
but in that patience, definitely be dedicated, and don't let anyone tell you can't do it, or don't let the government process frustrate you to the point where you give up, because those who persevere will reap the reward in the end.
Awesome.
So I would say just go for it. Definitely take advantage. There's a lot of resources out there that are available that are free. You don't have to go out paying a bunch of consultants. There's a lot of free information. And again, we learn a lot about that through the GovCon Dynamics course, about what's out there for us as a resource that can help us with our business growth.
Awesome. So obviously, we got some folks who are thinking about the GovCon Dynamics or course, or the essentials of government contracting. Any advice you give to them if people are on the fence or anything like that?
Do it. Get up.
I'm not
do it.
paying him.
Don't hesitate. I feel like you have to invest in yourself. And if you're trying to grow a business, you have to invest in your business. And I think one of the smartest things you can do is take the GovCon Dynamics course, because you will learn a lot and it will help you to better grow your business. So do it. Don't hesitate. It's definitely worth it.
What about one of the big things that we preach a lot to small businesses is to build partnerships and alliances, network and all that. How has that helped you guys?
That's helped us out tremendously. We are always actively looking for great partners that we can work with. And as a small business, the only way we can compete with the big companies is small businesses have to work together.
Mm-hmm.
So we work with small businesses down to 2-man shops, up into some larger ones. But it's been a great. I think it's been rewarding to work with other small businesses because they understand your challenges and the things that you go through, so they can relate. So they, we all support each other.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have that camaraderie and that understanding between other small businesses, it just makes it a lot easier to work with someone like that. So it's been great. It's been rewarding. No issues there.
Awesome. Have you been working with any larger companies?
Yeah. So Canon.
Mm-hmm.
We currently are working with DuPont.
Nice.
So we are working with some larger enterprises as well.
So there's opportunities for the small business to align with the large businesses to kind of go after some of this work.
Most definitely. So currently we are working with Zell Technologies, who's a very successful local, small business in the
Mm-hmm.
area, and working with them has been very rewarding and informational as well,
Mm-hmm.
because we now get to work under someone who's been in this business 30 years, and to have their support with infrastructure, with making sure that we are meeting government requirements and standards, has been very helpful to us. So I think it's very, very good to align with another small business that can kind of help guide you. We have an official mentor protege program in place with Zeltec,
Mm-hmm.
and then they really do mentor us. It's not a check the block kind of thing with them. They're actively involved, and they really want to see us succeed. So
Awesome.
that helps out a lot.
That's one of the things we preach a lot, is to make sure that you're getting known. You got to be visible. Obviously, if you're going to go after some government work and things like that, you've got to be registered. You have to be qualified. We help people through that process and understand how to navigate the contracting arena at the federal, state, and local level. So for a lot of people, they hear a lot of myths and things like that. If you got questions about the myths, if you go on our website, govcondynamics.com, we have a book called The 8 Myths of Government Contracting. So if you ever were concerned about things like that, please go on, register. You'll be able to download the book and take a look at some of the myths that are out there. We actually dispel a lot of those myths. So check out JarMarcus and J&F Alliance Group. Awesome company. They're up and coming. You did have the opportunity to actually go and speak to the president a couple of years ago, a couple of years ago.
Yes,
now.
we did. We won the Minority Technology Firm of the Year award that was issued by the Department of Commerce and President Trump.
Awesome.
So yes, we did have that honor.
That's great. And they're right here in Hampton, Virginia, small businesses doing awesome things. Really excited to know you and see your company grow and develop through this process.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, JarMarcus. I
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
it. Thanks, everybody. Go on our website, like us on Facebook, Instagram. Come check out our website at govcondynamics.com. Thank you so much.